There are 3 NAD boosting strategies. Increasing the supply of NAD precursors is just one way. The other 2 are having the body make more by activating NAD synthesizing enzymes, or have the body use less by, for example, conserving it by using less. Besides sirtuins, the major consumers of NAD are PARP1 and CD38. PARP1 is an enzyme that uses NAD to repair DNA. The more oxidative DNA damage, the more single and double-stranded DNA breaks. The more enzymes like PARP1 need to be activated to come to the rescue. This uses up a lot of NAD. As DNA damage accumulates with age, the rising need for repair enzymes like PARP1 causes a major drain on NAD levels. Exposing cells in vitro to DNA-damaging agents, such as gamma radiation or genotoxic chemicals, can cause an 80 to 90% drop in NAD levels within a matter of minutes. This has led to the search for PARP1 blockers to preserve NAD levels, but rather than blocking DNA repair, why not work to prevent so much damage in the first place? For example, the severe oxidative stress of a high-fat diet can lead to PARP1 activation and NAD depletion in mice, but NAD levels can be dramatically restored by feeding them purple sweet potato color, the natural anthocyanin and pigments found in purple sweet potatoes. Or, of course, you can just not feed them a high-fat diet. DNA repair is a good thing. PARP1 may be one of the reasons NAD-boosting interventions can improve health spans and lifespans in laboratory animals. Greater PARP activity strongly correlates with longer lifespan across about a dozen mammalian species, and the PARP activity of human centenarians averages 60% higher than younger controls. However, persistent activation can lead to NAD depletion, and overactivation can lead to cell death, so we should try to keep oxidative stress to a minimum. CD38 is another major guzzler of NAD. It's an enzyme that uses NAD, found concentrated on the surfaces of immune cells, and robustly induced in the context of inflammation. The rise of CD38 activity with age has been blamed on persistent inflammaging activation, the rise in systemic low-grade inflammation in our bodies when we get older, which may be a major culprit for falling NAD levels. For example, blocking CD38 has been found to raise NAD levels in old mice comparable to that of younger mice. So, oxidation and inflammation can lead to a drop in NAD levels due to the excess activation of the NAD-consuming enzymes. This may explain why protective sirtuin activity is reduced in obesity, a condition characterized by oxidative stress and inflammation. A study of identical twin pairs, in which one on average was obese and the other not, found significantly less sirtuin expression in the obese twin despite having the same genetics, and randomized people to a 6-month trial of 25% calorie restriction, and you can show a boost in sirtuin expression along with a decrease in DNA damage. Protein restriction may have a similar effect, since men and women with higher protein intake tend to have lower levels of NAD in their blood, thought to be due to the oxidative stress induced by protein breakdown byproducts. If oxidation and inflammation are responsible for a drop in NAD levels, then what about the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory phytonutrients in healthy plant foods? After screening more than 14,000 compounds, almost all flavonoids were found to be effective in a test for CD38 inhibition. The 2 most effective were cyanidin, found in red cabbage and blackberries, and quercetagetin, found in marigold flower tea. Another study found the 3 most potent compounds were luteolin, curomanin, and luteolinidin. Luteolin is found concentrated in oregano, radicchio, and chrysanthemum tea. Curomanin is found in blackberries, purple corn, and hibiscus tea. Corn tortillas are surprisingly easy to make, so why not choose blue or purple masa to make them even healthier? Luteolinidin, found to increase the NAD in the hearts of rats, can be found in red sorghum, one of the components of my prebiotic Brol mix when I can find it. The flavonoid apigenin is a well-established CD38 inhibitor. When given to mice, apigenin boosts NAD levels by about 50%, which is what people would get taking the maximum tolerable daily dose of NR. The best sources are parsley and chamomile tea. A wide range of flavonoids found in green tea, turmeric, and fruits and vegetables have also been found to prevent NAD depletion in human cells in vitro at levels found in the blood after consumption. How much do you have to eat, though? Proanthocyanidins have been found to lower PARP1 and CD38 expression in rats. NAD and sirtuin activity was significantly boosted at the human equivalent dose of about 280 mg a day. How much is that? That's the amount of proanthocyanidins found in a single apple. You could also reach that dose eating 2 plums, a half a cup of wild blueberries, a little over a teaspoon of cinnamon, or a little over a tablespoon, like 4 teaspoons, of cocoa powder. Quercetin is another suppressor of PARP1 and CD38, shown to increase sirtuin activity in mice. The concentration necessary to lower PARP1 in vitro can be achieved by taking a quercetin supplement, but typical supplement manufacturers' recommended doses are up to 100 times the average daily dietary intake. Thankfully, food works too. Researchers fried up 1½ yellow onions and raised quercetin blood levels to about 75% there, and so 2 onions might do it. There's no long-term safety data on high-dose flavonoid supplementation, so public health researchers suggest caution should be exercised in ingesting them at levels above which would be obtained from a typical vegetarian diet.